And fight the buddies that have come to investigate upon the commotion of noise, of course. Should be all good. As long as we are in that statue form of ours. Dang it. Statue form wore out and then we went berserk. Bad timing, unfortunately. So we are unable to cast any spells while in a fit of rage like that. Which makes sense. Definitely get it. I understand. Even as somebody who doesn't find myself getting angry very often, or when I do, it's usually not too angry. Perfect. Guess just keep doing what we're doing, making our way slowly but surely through this section. I feel like normally I have a lot more to talk about because usually I'm either a lot closer to death or a lot further from death. And in either one of those situations, you find yourself with a bit of freedom in terms of mental creativity and the like. But regardless, we'll do our best to both try and keep up a semi-entertaining narrative and, of course, survive. The one goal, the one true mission. Survive and get that dang old orb out of here. Keeping a close eye on our health here. We don't want to pass out. Okay, we did not pass out. That's good. We did not want to pass out coming out of our rage, because that is always a possibility, something to keep an eye out for. But, good stuff. Kind of staying on our toes. Not even close to enough of a heal on that health potion. Should have seen that one coming, though. And there we go. First Draconian is now slowed down. Both Draconians are slowed down. Now's my opportunity. Please don't use any of your abilities. Please just punch me with your weak fists. Dang it. Oh, such a shame. Too bad. Managed to go berserk again, this buddy, which I do not love to see. Let's see, I guess, if we're at all in danger of dying in a single turn, that's always an important thing. 20 plus its flail. I don't think I die this turn, so start throwing out everything we can. Maybe even getting in a few slashes of our own, if just because with our vampiric weapon, it might help us heal enough. Maybe, just maybe. Oh gosh. Looking more like not at this stage. Another scroll of blinking wasted. I think it might be my only recourse here. Pop that on. Run the heck away. Oh geez. 6 health. Oh gosh. I didn't think you'd catch up to me. I didn't think you'd have time, you son of a... Range on your acid splash is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crap. Well, let's not die, shall we? Not after all this time. Any number of blinking scrolls is worth it to get out of a 6 health situation. Can't believe I found myself or put myself in such a situation, but here we are. Alas and alack. So let's run up, heal up our health, spend too much time and make our god lose faith in some of our ability. That's fine though. Should be able to regain all of that up without too much trouble, and now that the Moths of Wrath are all dead, it's just gonna be stupidly easy to clear off that single Draconian if we find them again. Not sure when we'll have the next opportunity. Onwards we go. There he is, the son of a gun. Maybe. It's different yellow Draconian, now that I think about it. Don't remember what weapon they were holding. Whoops. Oh well. They will all fall, be crushed under the heel of Dream, the warrior. I wonder why we have the warrior caption up in the top right there. We must have spent a lot of this run in melee combat rather than using our spells, because I thought we were a wizard, of all things. Which, of course, in this game is all relative. No one's stuck in their ways by any stretch of the imagination. Just surprising is all, I guess. And onwards we go. OBS still having issues reconnecting here. second time tonight, so I'm very curious if there's anything I can do to prevent that in the future. Gonna have to dig deep into the back end here, trying to figure out not only how the heck bots work, but also what the heck is wrong with my computer, my OBS. Who knows what could be the source of my issues? Could even just be me, for all I know. Maybe I actively sabotage the electronics in effect around me. It's a weird, very, very shitty superpower, especially in the world we live in. So tech-oriented. But hey, we don't get to pick our superpowers, it's just whatever we're born with, right? Classic X-Men problems. But okay, let's stone ourselves up here. One of the last couple packs on the floor for us to take care of. In fact, let's reach into our pocket here for the condenser vein, get a nice bunch of clouds going. That should slow hold them down too from their cold-blooded nature. Love to see it. Then we just get to hold down the tab key. Perfect. Love to see it. And done exploring. Onwards we go. We're down to the last 3 floors of Zot. We have 3 scrolls of magic mapping. So, seems fitting to use these buddies up. So make our way through. Now we can ignore potions of flight, completely useless at this stage. And off we go. I mean, I'd love a floor full of Moss of Wrath, just nothing but little butterflies. Sign me up. Fortunately, don't think we'll be so lucky. So let's bring in Spellforge Servitor, who will at least, even if we go enraged form like this, our Spellforge Servitor is still launching off spells left and right, so that definitely helps us through the fight here. Make sure we're in a good place by the time that rage subsides. Perfect. Not too shabby. Definitely, yeah, a lot better than some of my even recent delves into this branch of the dungeon. Had some tricky runs lately. See how she goes. Moths of Wrath left and right. It's Louise. As long as we only fight Moths of Wrath in the presence of undead monsters, we're not going to struggle too much. Fortunately, they need blood flow in order to take advantage of hot-blooded rage. So, definitely alleviates some of the stress. Because if we had like a Death Cob or a Killer Clown berserked, I think I would just GG surrender right there. Okay. Me oh my. Another summoning scroll, which is pretty solid. Scrolls or potions of attraction. Scrolls of vulnerability, not quite as useful for me, just because I don't find myself using them that often. Maybe on a more hex-based run, where we want to maybe try and apply some of our hex-based spells on a target, like a Panlord or something, where it would normally just be absurd and no way is that gonna work, but halved resistances might do the trick. Definitely a bit of a niche window of usability there. But turn ourselves to stone, slash, hack and slash our way through the packs and droves of Draconians. Perfect. Brand weapon. I think I will actually just read this scroll right away. See if I can't change this into something a bit better against demons. Freezing, I don't think is quite what I was looking for. But that should be okay. We'll just continue to have Leech carry us through the rest of the journey here like we have thus far. Should be okay. Summon in a servitor just in case. Lovely. And that just about does it for Zot 3 here. At least went a little bit faster than Zot 2's troubles and woes that constantly had us on the retreat, or at least on the back foot throughout the whole thing. I'll happily accept just a bit of a nice casual slow burn through the whole thing like this. Nothing too scary, nothing too annoying either, which is always good. Never want to be stuck stair dancing for the rest of our lives or anything silly like that. Onwards we go. I guess also on the side of luck and where things have shaken out, we always have to consider where those berserk rages are hitting us. Because as much as I love this sword, I still believe it has the potential to get us killed. Even this far into the run, with this short from the finish line. I feel that deep in my bones. But I just have to see. Cross our fingers and hope that it all works out in the end. Hack and slash, hack and slash. And this time around, we'll definitely have to wait around for a mana to regenerate, get enough for statue form, and so we continue. I haven't even been noticing up until this point, but we've fought a couple of Quicksilver Dragons, and these buddies actually are kind of scary for us right now. They're normally not, but as a character that is relying on a status effect in statue form, their Quicksilver Bolts, I believe, disarm or dispel enchantments. Could be wrong, but I do believe that to be the case, and so that might be something that we actually have to look out for this time around versus normal. Okay, and also we have to look out for the fact that we have a berserked dragon on the back line here, which is never good. It's definitely one of the freakiest things you can face at this stage in the game. They're going to be hitting like a freaking truck, to say the least. But we can probably kill the Entangler. And let's just wait a couple turns. We're opening ourselves up to taking free hits from the enemy here, but that's very much worth it relative to dealing with those scary, scary dragons that are hitting twice as hard as they normally would. That's an absolute nightmare situation. So if we can avoid that, love to see it. Perfect. And even that fight that was looking a little touch and go at times all comes together in the end, feeling pretty solid, all in all here. Here we go. Another Quicksilver Dragon, also berserked again. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even paying attention to the Moth of Wrath in the back line there. Whoops. Silly mistake on my part, but hey, I guess no harm, no foul. As long as it doesn't get us killed, we can hopefully just try and apply that logic and reasoning to the future instead, right? Speaking of which, statue form up before these electrical dragons wreak havoc on our system. It's always an important resistance to have. Any electrical enemies will absolutely wreck you without it. Here goes. Oh, I also forgot to magic map scroll on this floor, but it's looking like we're almost through it, so I guess we just don't bother this time around, and that's okay. Mostly just embarrassing that I forgot is all. And let's see, this ring comes off for a See Invisible. Dang old Ghost Moth, get the heck out of my face. Invisible End drains magic, an absolute nightmare. There we have it, not too shabby. We'll even switch back from that ring. Feeling fairly comfortable, all things considered. Let's just pretty much ignore everything we find on the ground from here on out. It's just that slightest bit more convenient than actually going through and organizing my inventory, which I should do. It's definitely the better solution to this. Take it out at the root cause rather than just find a way to deal with the symptoms, but hey, guess that's just how it be. And there we go, that's the end of the floor. Curious. Oh, that does look like a full floor too. Sometimes there are hidden stairways that only go up and down in different areas, but there we have it. We're on to the last floor. Zot 5 here. Of course, nothing will change too much until we get to the lungs here at the end. So let's pop an exclusion on this bad boy and clear off the start of the floor as best we can. I'd like to hide behind my Spellforce Servitor. Okay. That prevents malmutations from happening at the very least. And then, come on, Spellforge Servitor, you can do it. Stop missing. Go, go, Spellforge Servitor. Go, go, Servitor. Now, Servi? I think I just need a name for this buddy. It's not a very engaging chant. I don't think I'll get the crowds following along with me there. Go, go, Servi? Maybe? Servi's a bit of a weird name, though. Not sure how I feel on that one. Ooh, another ring from protection from fire. We could actually do so and try and get a triple stack potential of fire protection. Just specifically in the cases of when we're actually face to face with an orb of fire, that definitely goes a long way. So let's do it. Why not, right? Also, at a weird moment there where instead of looking at the camera, which is what I was going for, I have this little koala buddy hooked to the side of my screen and I just made dead ass eye contact with him instead for some reason. Attach him back on, make sure he's a good grip. What a cutie. Okay. Well, it's definitely going all right at the start of the floor here, and I don't mind running into an orb of fire out there. Some small part of me just is going to lie to myself and say that that makes it so there will be one less orb of fire in the orb section in the north side of the map there. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's a lot like weather where it's not highly predictable. You can go off of trends and what you normally see, but at the end of the day, you're going to be throwing a little bit of guesswork in there. Okie dokie. And now, just the lungs remain between us and sweet, sweet victory. Let's see how she goes, shall we? This is somewhere where we always want statue form up. Always happy to actively throw that on. Jintex, thank you so much for the follow. I believe, I could be wrong, but I think that might bring me up to 50 followers in affiliate level. Probably not, because it probably counts me or something silly like that, and I'll still need one or two more, but congratulations and thank you for being the one to push us over the lip there. It's a huge deal, on my end at least, and I appreciate it greatly. But onwards we go here as well, because regardless of how amazing things are going in real life, things can always take a immediate downturn in terms of the actual game here. So try and keep our focus up, not let my personal joy and cheer get us killed, because I've done that too much lately. Yo, let's go. Love to see some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Got introduced by another streamer, Brain. Oh, nice. Yeah, Brain is definitely a good, I was gonna say kid, but I did want to make sure that it doesn't come across as depreciating, because I haven't used that much on stream so far, but in my own life, for whatever reason, I really like calling people kiddos and children, like fully adult people, of course, friends of mine as well, because I wouldn't do it to strangers. Even though I do find that, yeah, Twitch chat is maybe a weird exception to that, where technically we're all strangers, but at the same time, there's a level of community and camaraderie built in. No, glad to see you here, Jintex. Thanks for coming on by to check us out today. We're just on the cusp here as well, so we're definitely looking pretty close to making it out in one piece. Of course, that can all change in an instant, in but a moment. But there we go. Spellforge Servitor doing a whole lot of work on the back end there to take care of the Lich for us. Thank you kindly, Spellforge Servitor buddy. You will definitely be remembered. And then let's continue going. Bob and Alice, also thank you so much for the follow as well. When it rains, it pours. In the best way possible. But I appreciate it so, so much. And let's continue to clear our way through the lungs here. Ooh, Orb of Fire definitely means we want to bring out our buddy here. And you know, we'll probably switch off of our AC ring. I don't think that's helping us much, versus just some pure fire resistance should do the trick there, I think. And let's try and kill this buddy before we get mutated to Kingdom Come, shall we? So my Spellforge Servitor and I both firing off our iron shot, as it were, much better. I'm hoping we'll do the trick pretty quickly here. Quick enough that even with another one coming, don't have to worry too much. On that side of things, who could I make a copy of that would help me out? Immune to electricity, so it does not help to copy this buddy. Let's take the Phantom Mirror. Do it on the Lich? Do you get all the spells, I wonder? Oh, you do get the spells. That's lovely. Okay, that might actually be worth it. And then, what else can we throw at this situation? I guess Scrolls of Summoning could be necessary, and in fact, let's toss that in there now. Let's take a little preemptive action, try and stay alive, shall we? Congrats on 50, Torinski. Thanks, Rose. Definitely couldn't have done it without you today. Huge thanks for that, and in general for being so welcoming and lovely of a person yourself. Appreciate it a whole lot. It's been a bit of an interesting journey to get here. A whole lot of time spent with absolutely no contact or viewers. But I've been truly enjoying getting to chat with lovely, lovely people a couple times a week here. Super fun. Great dude. Keep up the good work. Thanks a lot. It means a lot coming from you. Alrighty, we have been paralyzed and we're just skipping turns waiting for it to finish, but apparently we made the right choices with that summoning scroll, because without that at our disposal, we might have been taking hits there, and instead we just got to sit around while all of our mushroom buddies did all the hard work for us. No complaints here. Should maybe double check that I'm not getting mutated too much. It's kind of hard to keep track of that on the fly here, but it does look like just one more hit has gone through, so that's not too shabby. I'll definitely fire in this direction though. Try our best to take out this Orb of Fire before things get too nasty. Things are already starting to get too nasty in a quick way here. Funny how quickly things can shift in this game. It's definitely a part of the adventure though. Let us... So fireballs hit 5 spaces away. Bolts of fire hit 6 spaces away. 1, 2, 3. Either way, can hit us with either one, I think, if we take just one more step, which is unfortunate. Don't believe it will kill us because we do have that damage greatly reduced by our resistances right now at the very least. But I also would hate to die right now. It'd be very embarrassing. You're coming all this way and doing this well in the home stretch. There we go. The Orb of Fire has been destroyed by our army of summons here, which you'll love to see. Let's just take care of the final killer clown, and hopefully that's most of this half of the lung chambers cleared. Not quite the end of our journey. You never know what else we might run into clearing the other side, but it's definitely getting pretty dang close. Let's just make sure we're pulling out our servitor constantly and consistently now. Same with statue form. We may as well pull out all the stops here if we're able to. Especially since I'm not bothering to go up for anti-mutation stuff, and I maybe should, especially we're already constantly dealing with our rage problems. Do I need more of that? Probably not. We also just had a Sentinel's Mark formed on us, which means we made a lot of noise, and we're going to be calling in most of the level to come this way, which is just great, of course, fantastic. Not at all scared or anything. Worried for my life? No, no. Of course not. Why would I? No. But in all honesty here, let's hope that nothing too freaky gets dragged this way. At the end of the day, we could just teleport out. In fact, maybe I'll read a teleport scroll now. When we're in this area, they take a long time to fully take effect. So, we need all the help we can get here. Jeez Louise, you're all smashing me for up to 45 damage. So that's My math's not great, but I'm gonna say 5 times 45 is probably greater than 86. Ishka. So we're gonna have to use one of our blinks at the very least. Hopefully not too many more, even though I'm guessing we will. I drank a haste potion there, so now we have the combination of being slowed and being sped up. Jeez Louise. Things really took a turn there quickly, did they not? The other thing we could do, and probably should have done, is gone next to one of these teleport traps with our blink. Would have been the smart thing to do, as it were, but that's fine. We'll blink out using our final scroll of blinking, probably the last of our panic buttons in that regard. But it will just happen to give us the one turn needed for a teleport scroll to take effect and to get the heck out of there. Oh, me oh my. I should have known. Getting marked, one of the scariest things that can happen to you at any stage in the game, but having it happen on Zot 5 should have been a little bit of a no-brainer, I think, in terms of just use anything and everything to get out of there immediately. We have a potion of cancellation that would have just nixed it in the bud, but alas, we did what we did, and now we'll be dealing with the consequences of our action, being a couple scrolls of blinking short on the final stretch here. No longer having that as an option. Don't love to see that, but let's see how it goes. Only truly becomes an issue when we're constantly being, what's the word I am looking for? Oh, and also, cannot drink potions. Oh, we've been turned into a pig by the killer clown. So never mind, scrap any thoughts that were on the brain there. Let's immediately go into panic mode. We're just running away. Oh me, oh my, polymorph spells are brutal. At the very least, pigs are fast, I think. So, hey, we got some sort of advantage out of this. Small though it may be. Here we go. As long as we drag enemies out, we are actually reducing the front-end load of danger at the very least. So there's something to this strat, I think, of just slow engagements. Weed them out one at a time. Oh, we passed out from that berserk after we exhausted ourselves. We definitely don't want to see that happening in a more crucial situation. Oh me, oh my. That is all good. We're so close. I can taste it, and that's what's making me so irresponsible in my play here. Okay, we feel angry, so that's another pip in this berserkitis mutation here. Definitely something to keep an eye out for, because it does mean that we'll be going berserk on pretty much any attack that we make. So we'll try and use just spells as often as possible, and we will also very likely run and get the heck out of here, try and find a potion of mutation that we've left behind, and just get rid of that effect before it becomes the death of me. But I'm also lazy, so let's just peek in. One little bit, right? What's the worst that could happen? Peek in and see if there are any more orbs of fire, because the disadvantage to getting rid of our mutations now is just that we could run into another orb right away and find ourselves just instantly in the exact same boat that we just jumped out of. So ideally, we can try and make sure we're through a decent percentage of the orbs of fire fights on this floor and see how far that can take us. Or I guess that doesn't make sense at all. Brain just auto-completed the sentence without thinking too hard about whether it made sense or not. Great job. But if there are no orbs of fire, or if we've killed them all, then we can head up, enact some mutation measures here, just doing our best to get rid of any of the truly nasty ones before we do the ascension here. But me and my servitor here doing some half-decent work. I have no idea what that was. Huh. We gained antlers, which is interesting. What are you that's invisible back here? It's so scary. Let's switch to see invisible. Oh, it's just a ghost moth. And I have no idea where all these chaotic effects came from that suddenly struck down on us. Interesting. How strange. Well, let's channel some mana since we are looking dangerously low in that department. I'm also starting to make my way slowly but surely towards this teleport trap, because this time around I'm not going to be so foolish as to rely on my own teleport scrolls. Nay, let us instead just have this trap that we can easily step on in one turn. Makes a bit more sense, as it were. Trying to kill the ghost moth before doing so, but that's fine. We'll just take our escapes where they're handed to us. Let's heal up real quick. Oh me, oh my. What a struggle this has been just at the very end. It's to be expected, I guess, is quite often how these lungs find themselves going. But there we go. One down. And specifically, I guess, the most troublesome one of them all there. Let's see how we fare against the final gathering of Orb Guardians. Oh gosh, stop. Don't go berserk. No, not now, please. Perfect. Onwards we go. We can even take a look at the other side here, even though I'm hoping that it'll be fairly empty, seeing as how we pulled out so many of the critters and creatures with that marked effect that we got hit by. That's the dream, at least. Crossing our fingers here. I guess to prevent it from the future, this is what we're looking out for. These alarm traps are the sons of guns themselves. And okie dokie. Spellport Servitor, some more statue form. Make sure we're in a half-decent position here. We do want to make sure we finish clearing here. We did just pass the orb there. It's tempting to take victory. Well, it's directly in front of us, but don't want to be teleported into anywhere too nasty on the flip side of things here. So let's finish exploring, and there we go. Holy cow. And it's time for the home stretch. Do a quick, more conventional stretch. It's been too long. Geez, so stiff. So tight. There we go. And final sip of the drink, perfectly timed. Also not perfectly poured. Jesus, dribbled all over the place. Fun, not at all embarrassing. And let us turn on statue mode. The way I like to do this is I read a teleport scroll. We wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we don't want to wait that many turns. We're statue formed. Dang it, Dream. The Draconian, you're making me look like an idiot in front of my friends. Let's try that again, shall we? Teleport, this time not in statue form. Because when you're in a statue form, time passes slower for you, know. It's tough like that. But here we go. Let's try this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Here goes. So as soon as we pick up the orb here, we call down the attention of all the lords of hell and pandemonium, as well as just general monsters that have the ability to teleport on us. So we're going to be doing our very best here to make our way up through the dungeons that we've worked so hard to fight our way down through, and see how it goes. Our teleport scroll did the whopping job of taking us a full 5 spaces, which is brilliant. So we're gonna have to just step on a manual teleport trap thing, make things more straightforward. And as for things here, can I blow you up? I think I can blow you up. So I'm gonna Divine Exegesis a Shatter. One of the few spells that is strong enough to blow holes through that kind of rock. Love to see it. And let us, just creep by these buddies. Don't have to fight everyone we run across who's coming at us from hells. As long as we're not taking too many buddies with us through any stairways, we should be okay for the most part here. Let's finish this fight before we go. Oh, geez. So, I should have maybe taken a second to investigate here, but we did find a Panlord. If possible, I like to try and kill one of these buddies. And this does look like one I can kill. In fact, oh my gosh, it has like no good abilities. Okay. I'm gonna regret this, and this is what kills us, I'm sure of it. But until then, I have faith. I believe. Let's try and get some acid on this buddy. Unless, are you? Yeah, you're not resistant to it, right? Come on, please work. Not quite doing it. Hey, let's go upstairs. Oh, there we go. That's better. Only dragged the one buddy with us. The summons, fortunately, do not follow. Oh, are you a ghost moth? Anytime all of our mana disappears, it's probably due to a freaking ghost moth. So let's take off our resist fire ring. We definitely don't need that anymore. Switch off for see invisible. Oh, it was not. It was a life of a crowfa or something. Loro Cyproca is how I think that would be pronounced. Who knows, though? The fun of the fantasy worlds. We gotta creatively do my best to try and apply what little linguistic knowledge I have to these ridiculously complicated words. The Tismiddle has to go as well. Now that I think about it, is just a little bit faster than us, so we're going to be on a constant retreat. And, oh, would you look at that, we maxed out our fighting skill by not paying attention at all to where I was training stuff. Great work, me. To finish off here, what the heck do I want? You know, let's put in some, like, anti-karma protection here. I'm gonna put all my training into throwing in the hopes that I'm good enough to not throw this game. See, I'm thinking now. I got it. I got there. Crap, you are fast and you are much scarier. Much scarier than any of the previous buddies we fought. What the heck is wrong with you? Let's start the teleportation. Scary. Ring of See Invisible comes off for a ring of protection from fire. Just trying our very best. That flame strike spell he just hit us with is the equivalent of the strongest of spells that we are able to learn. Specifically, I should say it's the level 9 or highest level spell in the fire school specifically. But still nothing to sneeze at for sure there. Don't love to be hit by that, and let us... Oh, geez. So many Panlords. What is up today? Mass confusion is garbage that will hurt so bad. You also drain strength. We've already gotten our one Panlord kill of the evening. What the heck? You son of a gun. Okay, another scroll of teleportation. And then the idea here is I'm not attacking either of the buddies next to me. The hope was that they would be our meat shields and would keep us safe. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure this Quasit just died to collateral damage. This buddy here let out some lightning arcs. Did the trick real quick, unfortunately. Well, let's turn ourselves to stone. That should at least help us out a wee bit. And then we're still just wasting... Perfect. A couple of turns is what I was going to say. And then we run away, like we do. And to the stairs we go. This has been a pretty unlucky batch here. I feel like I normally find myself not running into quite so many enemies on our journey up. I don't like that stair, so we're gonna change. Very scary. I also just realized, embarrassingly enough, that after all of that talk of going up for the mutation potions, making sure we were in a good spot for continuing the rest of the run, you may have noticed I did not do that. None of that stuff. And so, instead, here we are. Mutated to heck, and still doing okay, just barely. There we go. Just had to do some quick thinking. Stumbled up on my words a little bit, trying to put in the mental effort to figure out the path in there. But we got there. We got there. Let us continue the journey. This is a bit more what I'm used to. In fact, let's do a Control G, hit the D key, and go to D1, please. Of course, as soon as I put it on autopilot is when it stops working beautifully, even though it had been for quite a while up until then. Classic, classic. Let's keep it going, shall we? As long as you don't run into anything too overly frightening. Feeling pretty solid about our odds here. I don't know if I've ever died on the Ascension, which I should not have said out loud, now that I think about it. I'm just asking to be karmically destroyed on the home stretch here, but I think it's worth mentioning that it's usually not the hardest part of the run, at the very least. It's meant to be, I think, a bit of a relaxation period where you're celebrating that you made it this far. Unless you're one of those crazy kids who goes through and collects like half the runes of the game after picking up the orb instead of before, because that's just wild. Wild, wild stuff. This also sucks. This floor, these buddies all paralyze or confuse, which is even worse in some ways. So let's try and make sure they do not follow us up the stairs, and there we go. Wait, what the heck? There we go. Okay, had some issues with my Control G auto travel mechanics there, but that is all right. Upwards we continue. D3, D2. Oh, I got too excited. I was taking the in-breath to say D1 and everything. D1? There we go. And we've made it to the exit, finally, after 5 attempts in this species. Poor Draconians just thrown into the wayside there. Lost at such a poor young age. But all that effort, not in vain. All of it went to providing Dream the opportunity to make it through. I, again, have to give a huge thanks to our viewer Safid there for suggesting the name, or was it Psycho? I think that might have actually been Psycho that did the dream. So thank you, Psycho, for giving us the name that finally, ever so sweetly, got us the victory here. Definitely love to see it. As much as I had issues with Draconians, I definitely don't hate playing them. So I will miss playing through as these buddies, but I will take a victory easily wherever they're handed to me. Like, at the drop of a cap here. So let's head on up, dust the hands off. We've done it through yet another round of Zot, and not too shabby of a run. Definitely a little bit interesting. We were able to get the strictly required resistances that we needed. We had poison resistance just in time. We had willpower for once. So used to being worried about getting banished or like paralyzed by every wizard that we run across in the journey here. But fortunately, not too much of a problem this time around. And instead, we find ourselves victorious, breathing in the sweet, sweet fresh air of freedom on the outside of our journey. And that's also almost the least number of points. I was going to say least number of points, and I realized very much just wrong. I actually thought it was going to be lowest because we were pretty quick there. Didn't go through all the branches. A lot of the time, just because I'm so concerned about our ability to survive, I'm going through each and every branch that we're able to, getting every last drop of experience. But today, not needed. And thankfully so, because even with that, I am slow as heck. I do not know, by the way, how the hell do people speedrun this game? Getting all 15 runes, by the way. So doing, like, at the very least 5 times the work as me. They can do that in under 2 hours. I think, what is it like 1.5 hours? Somewhere around there? I forget. I read a while back on the Reddit, but it blows my mind how people can play that quickly, needless to say. I know I'm trying to stay alive, and like the goal here is very much every run should be a win. Struggle, 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 don't rush. But still, brain, why do we take 8 hours every single run? But there we go. Definitely love to see that. Can breathe a sigh of relief. Again, I'm at a loss of words beside just all these different kind of colloquial ways to express relief or the release of tension, as it were. But for good reason, because there is a lot of pressure in the game here. And we can now take a peek as to what's next in store for us next Sunday when we're jumping back into the game here. It's looking like we'll be hopping in as a halfling. So this is very much a part of the reason why I've stayed in this version of the game here instead of advancing to the kind of unstable test trunk version, is because halflings were removed, and they do hold a bit of a soft spot in my heart. And so I'd definitely like to have them on my list here for getting greater player. And we'll have to see how that goes. They're definitely an interesting character, pretty low in the way of health. Not great aptitudes for fighting either, I don't think. But we can definitely be proven wrong here. Maybe before I make myself out to be an idiot, let's just take a look together and I can pretend that I knew them all along. So pretty good at stealth here. Decent actually with the defensive skills, which is going to be pretty solid. Going to hopefully be able to get a decent amount of like evasion going, train up armor, no problem. And they also gain experience a little bit quicker, which is nice to take note of. And finally, if we take a look down here, we see their fighting aptitudes not great with too many weapons besides short blades, pretty fantastic, and slings, absolutely incredible with a +4 aptitude in that field. So in a 3-rune game, don't have to worry too much about the fact that slings fall off as you continue to get further and further in the game, and instead can probably go for a bit of a, maybe our first hunter build, go for a bit of a ranged background at the very least. It doesn't ever have to stay that way. The beauty of the game is that backgrounds are just that, just how you used to study and behave, not at all indicative of what the dungeon has in store for us. In terms of spell casting, we can take a quick look, but they are not very good at spell casting, halflings. So it does look like we'll be taking a bit of a journey back into the more martial arts of the world, probably going the hunter route with some kind of sling shenanigans, but we'll have to see. All awaits next week, and I have a whole week for my brain to pop up with random ideas of things we want to try out. Also, for anyone to contact me from out there. So definitely feel free to leave comments anywhere on our YouTube channels. Shoot me a whisper here on Twitch if you're one of the like 7 people who actually uses that functionality consistently. And let me know what you might want to see, because I'm always happy to take suggestions. I love the extra bit of challenge of not getting to pick myself, and I'm also horrible at making decisions. If you can't tell from the decision paralysis I put myself into in every single one of these runs, I definitely would gladly let you guys take all that work off my plate for me. But regardless of all that, if it's not obvious from our demeanor at the end of the stream here today, I had an amazing time. I hope you enjoyed watching as well. I know there were a couple moments where I felt my narration was maybe a little bit lackluster compared to what I like to put on, but I appreciate Feel standing by and supporting me through the thick and thin of it, and it means a whole lot for sure. If you did enjoy it, definitely feel free to shoot me a follow here on Twitch to be notified, whenever we go live, see what we're playing. I do jump around a bit in genre here, so especially if there are only a few games that you enjoy watching, definitely shoot me a follow there with notifications to see what's going on. And yeah, if you haven't already, definitely appreciate heading over the YouTube way. Even if you want to catch up on what this game looks like. If you're new to the DCSS community, you can see how the first few runs went. I think I do a bit of a better job explaining mechanics there. At least I would hope so. Maybe not, though. Maybe it just was horrible across the board. As well, though, as some of the other random stuff that I'm starting to put out the YouTube way. Very much a complete noob and idiot when it comes to video editing, but I'll get there one day. I'm slowly but surely figuring out the tiny tips and tricks along the way. So yeah, I definitely would appreciate the subscriptions out that way if you do enjoy the content there. And definitely leave comments on videos with anything you feel. I really appreciate feedback, support, even again, you making my decisions for me. It all makes my job a lot easier here and just opens up dialogue between us all. And that's why I got into this whole thing in the first place, is to talk with all of you fine, beautiful people. So with that, I think we are at the end of today's stream. Oh gosh, I'm no good at these goodbyes. Swear I had a bit of a plan this time around. Still messed it up. Still managed to stick my foot in my mouth at the end here. Regardless, I hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there. And I definitely hope to see you around sometime in the future, either this next scheduled Wednesday stream when we jump through variety games. Right now we have been playing The Binding of Isaac Repentance, but I've been debating if I want to switch up at all. I know one thing that's been calling out to me is I haven't played Dark Souls in years. But I'm not sure if people are sick of watching Dark Souls playthroughs, especially with people who aren't that great at it. So we'll see. We'll see how people feel on that one. Definitely, again, let me know. Or you can catch us next Sunday when we're right back in the thick of it here with DCSS, jumping in with our halfling. And now we're back on the street course here. So maybe, just maybe, we can get a couple of wins under our belt in a row. Put a bit of a fighting competition in that to compete with our current record of 4. Who can tell these things? Only the future knows. And with that, I think we'll leave you. For anyone in the Twitch chat here today, I will do a quick peek to see if there's anybody on my page or in my, what's the word, Ovra, that I can send you guys off to on a raid. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of people I know. So at this stage, I would also appreciate anyone in chat who has, especially a small streamer that they're trying to get up off the ground, shoot their name my way, and I'm happy to send us all over there at the end of today's stream and try and continue spreading this love, because again, I appreciate it a whole bunch. All of you who came out here today showed so much love and support. Thank you kindly, and I hope to see you in the future. I'll see you around. See you soon.